Rolling in my Chevy Station Wagon, smoking a big fat blunt, searching for the dead, running from the devil, cause we both on the same level. But I'm still driving my Chevy Wagon, smoking a fat blunt, fat blunt, fat blunt. Rolling in my Chevy Station Wagon, smoking a big fat blunt, fat blunt, fat blunt, fat blunt, fat. Searching for the dead, running from the devil, cause we both on the same level. But I'm still driving my Chevy Wagon, smoking a fat blunt, fat blunt, fat blunt. I'm smoking a fat blunt, fat blunt, fat blunt. Rolling in my Chevy Station Wagon, smoking a big fat blunt, searching for the dead, running from the devil, cause we both on the same level. But I'm still driving my Chevy Wagon, smoking a fat blunt.
Ghost Adventures has to be one of the most terrible paranormal shows out there. Zach Bagans over-dramatizes everything. He makes the whole field look so stupid. Kind of like this.
Did you heard a guy's voice?
Me?
Yeah, I said you!
Whoa. Stop, dude.
Get out of here! Zach, get out of here. Hold this. Yeah. Stop! Let go. Let it go. Put it down. I'm right here. Let's go. Keep going.
Seriously, you guys.
Zach, come on.
No.
Yes, we need to regroup, man. We're taking that machete away from Zach.
Something got inside of me, man.
A penis. And not to mention stupid shit like this that they consider evidence.
What? Did you say eat? Or hate?
That noise was crazy.
That was weird. Yep.
What's it? What is that? I don't know.
What is that? We ever heard that before? Whoa.
I'm getting weird chills.
Yeah, I know.
Let me hold it.
Yeah. Hold it.
Oh, God, I just got a chill. There's something. Who's in this room?
Your mom ain't gonna give it to her demon style.
Changes when everyone holds it.
Hold this.
Do you like me?
No, because you're a fucking douchebag.
What? Yes, what? Or...
What is your name?
I heard that.
In other so-called ghost gear, none of that has scientific backing that any of that actually works. Kind of like the SLS camera system. All it is just an Xbox Kinect, and it sucked then. And I totally understand that they need a lot of jump scares because it's a big production cable network show, so they got to keep people entertained and all that shit. But anyways, come on. It's kind of stupid. And I'm so surprised the show has went on for this long being this stupid. And I'm already aware that my content is going to be really fucking boring because in a real ghost hunt, 90% of the time you don't get shit. But I'm still going to post that. I'm still going to put that on YouTube if I get anything or not, because that is a real investigation there. Alright, you spooky motherfuckers. Peace. Here's some Art Bell ghost stories you can fucking kick it with. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
I hope this story is worthy for your listeners, but back in 1981, I was a paramedic in a suburb of Cincinnati. I'm currently living in the Cleveland area, displaced Cincinnatian now. And it was my first suicide that I had ever gone to, and any person who has ever done that kind of line of work, they never forget their first suicide. And I remember getting the call from the station, and we're on our way to the residence, and something told me this person has hung himself. And I'm panicking because I've never seen a suicide before. Mm-hmm. But when we got to the residence, I walked in the door with my partner, and it wasn't no hanging. The place reeked of gunpowder. And there was a woman standing in the living room, and she pointed up the steps. She said, "Hi, Art.
Hi.
I hope this story is worthy for your listeners, but back in 1981, I was a paramedic in a suburb of Cincinnati. I'm currently living in the Cleveland area, displaced Cincinnatian now. And it was my first suicide that I had ever gone to, and any person who has ever done that kind of line of work, they never forget their first suicide. And I remember getting the call from the station, and we're on our way to the residence, and something told me this person has hung himself. And I'm panicking because I've never seen a suicide before. Mm-hmm. But when we got to the residence, I walked in the door with my partner, and it wasn't no hanging. The place reeked of gunpowder. And there was a woman standing in the living room, and she pointed up the steps. She said, "He's up there." And I knew what I was in for. And there he lies alongside the bed. And he had put a gun to his head, and he had a note there and everything. And it was just a suicide. And that's the only thing that I can guarantee what happened. And we treated him. I've never been on a suicide where a person was dead when you get there. They're always gurgling on their own blood, trying to breathe, and the blood flows from their head into their throat. Mm-hmm. And bottom line, the man didn't make it. I've never had one that did make it. Now, fast forward to the year of 2002. My wife, Diane, and I are vacationing in Gettysburg. And are you still there, Art?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay. We're vacationing in Gettysburg in 2002. And what do you do in Gettysburg but you visit the battlefield, and you go to these ghost seances or these entertainment places where they tell you ghost stories. Well, after the presentation was over, we're standing outside, my wife and I, and we're talking to another couple that we had met there. And she starts talking about how the house she lives in is haunted. And one thing led to another. We're talking, and here she's from the same suburb of Cincinnati that I used to work in. And we're talking, and she tells me what street she lives on, and I said, well, I made a run there one time in 1981 for a suicide on Timely Terrace, which was her street. And she said, that's when it happened. And she began to tell me that she was in the process of suing the realtor, the previous owner of the house, because it was haunted. And I said, haunted? She said, yeah, that man didn't commit suicide. He was murdered.
Oh, my God.
And I said, murdered? He was never murdered. It was a suicide. The police were there with me and everything. I'm sure there was an investigation.
Right.
And she said, no, that man has appeared to her son. And he looks at the boy and he says, she murdered me. Art, all I can guarantee is the part that I was involved with was that the fact that I went to this house in 1981.
Sure.
The man committed suicide. I did my best, and he didn't make it. And now in 2002, I run into the woman that owns the house, and she said it was not a suicide.
Got it. I'll tell you, I think that in the case of suicides, forget the rest of it. In just even if it had just been a suicide, there's something that so frequently, more frequently than not, seems to cause spirits to hang around. Now, that may reinforce some of what some of you or many of you have heard about suicides, and the fact that you don't get to see your loved ones if you commit suicide. Now, there's a great deal of disagreement about this, but In fact, more times than not, when there has been a suicide, there is some sort of spirit that seems to remain. Now, in the case of a murder, it would perhaps even be more so. And the person murdered, well, I told you the story about the lady who found the skeleton in her attic. They want it known. They want it known. They want to know, they want the world to know what happened to them. And I guess until they find out, they don't move on. They don't rest. They're unable to, that's the only way I can put it. They're unable to be at peace. And until they're at peace, they don't move on. Remember, move to the light. Isn't that what everybody says? Go to the light. Remember John Lear's statement, which actually came from somebody else, which said, oh, no, 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 don't go to the light. The light is a trick. Go to the darkness, said John. That will bug me until the day I die, and I'm faced with that choice. Nevertheless, I think I probably will go to the light, and I recommend that for the rest of you as well. In the night, this is Ghost to Ghost.